So, today we are not playing games. In the high box we have Laathani from Ahmed Al Maghribi. I just want you guys to bear witness of how pretty it is, this box. It is amazing. Unfortunately, I can hear so the bottle slipped out. Let's just open it and see what is inside. So Ahmed Al Maghribi, it's a huge fragrance house in the Middle East. They are very, very well known for how strong their fragrances are and how good quality also are. And in fact, yeah, this one, it is almost half perfume oil. It is saying 55.7, it's alcohol. So the rest is all perfume oil. We are talking about 44% perfume oil. And if you do not understand how much that is, in usual fragrances, it's only 20%. Usually is the amount of perfume oil in fragrances. And in this one is 44%, almost double. Let's stop wasting time and go into it. Amazing box, and inside I am pretty sure that we are gonna have another amazing box. So how do you open this? Ooh. Oh yeah, the bottle is kind of slapped, so let's put it correctly and do it again. So this is how it should look like. Wow. I have to say, Middle Eastern fragrances do not miss when it comes to presentation of their fragrances. This is how the bottle looks like. It is only 80 ml, so it's not so big. It is quite heavy. It is very refined, very good looking. The cap unfortunately it's light. It's not so heavy. Plastic, but I want to see if this one has a pressurized atomizer. So let's go ahead and give it a couple of sprays. Atomizer test. Pressurized. I am really, really excited of smelling this fragrance because it's supposed to be an alternative to Gissa Imperial Valley, one of the most high fragrances of this year and the most used fragrance in the Middle East. We are talking about the Dior Sauvage of the Middle East. Boy, oh boy. Or should I say, man, oh man. Oh my days. You can already see from how excited I am that this one is a banger. Oof. So before reading the notes, I want to describe you what I'm getting. So I am getting a lot of freshness, but not a freshness of a citrus, not a freshness of that you usually get in, for example, something like, let's say, Zara Vibrant Leather that is supposed to be Acrid Aventus, or another type of freshness in any Bleu de Chanel type of fragrance. No, I am talking about a freshness coming from something aromatic, sort of a herb. Kind of maybe in the greenly way of freshness, like that grassy, aromatic type of freshness. And then definitely it is also very sweet, but the sweetness actually fades away very quickly. You get left with oud. Definitely there is something like oud, but it's not at all a very dark, hard oud. It is very light oud, something like in oud wood from Tom Ford, for example, or any other oud that we have in the West, in Europe or America. Like let's say, for example, other than the Versace oud fragrance, for example. Like, not animalic, not off-putting at all. It is totally a Western oud, and oud that everyone can put, and it's almost not even oud, let's say that. Wow. Now actually I'm really curious to read the notes, so let's go ahead and read the notes and see what this is hiding. So, well, 4 notes: oud, rosemary, bahur, and leather. Okay, that makes a lot of sense because the oud is there, but the rosemary is giving it the most amount of freshness in this one. I am maybe picking a little tiny bit of citruses. Maybe it's just like an accord with that rosemary. The bahur is there definitely. Now that I have read it, I don't know if it's placebo effect, but I can smell the bahur. And then also the leather. The leather, it is kind of easy right now, but I am very curious to see if amazing atomizer once again. I love that Ahmed Al Maghribi uses these amazing atomizers on their fragrances. Check the amount of like fragrance oil. I try to do half of a spray, but like this is all oil. Yeah, okay, so on skin, a bit more aromatic than on paper. A bit more leathery maybe than woody. Damn, this is so strong. Like, it is killing my nose. I'm trying not to get nose blinded. Okay, I'm getting a lot of this like type of fresh wood that you have from Tom Ford Oud Wood, or for example from dark oud from Maison Alhambra. Yeah, so if you are familiar with Tom Ford Oud Wood or dark oud from Maison Alhambra, you know that these fragrances, they have this like very clean Western oud with like some spices, some like aromatic like cardamom. I am definitely getting this like, I am sure they didn't put in the notes, but I am sure there are something else other than rosemary. It is far more complicated than just rosemary. But this does not mean that it's a hard fragrance to pull off. It's extremely easy to pull off, especially if you like fragrances like this one, especially if you like Middle Eastern fragrances. I cannot wait to test this and come back to you guys with performances. I already know the performances are going to be insane. At least the longevity is going to be insane. Let's see how it's going to be the projection because of all the fragrance oil that this one has. And just as an experiment, let me do a comparison with this one. So I can tell you guys what are the most differences, because I am sure it is much more easy to get this one than this one, and I am sure it is much more easy to also get the OG Oud Wood, or at least get your nose on it. So the differences between this one and this one, the Oud Wood DNA, it's much more airy, it's much more spicy with like the spices of the cardamom. And the Laathani, the DNA of Imperial Valley, is much more deep, but with the same type of like a clean oud. The gemminess of the sweetness of this one, I can actually describe to you guys as if a sweet gemminess of Azura Oud, aka Oud Maracuya. Yeah, so if you smell this one, take that gemmy sweetness, take the fresh, clean oud from this one, combine them together, remove the cardamom spiciness, and add some aromatic that makes it also fresh, not a spicy aromatic, a fresh aromatic like rosemary. And that's literally what you get with this one. It is not as gemmy sweet as this one, so do not worry about that if you're concerned about that. And it is not as clean and as airy as this one. It is just literally in between. That's what comes in my mind as first spray of this one. I am super curious to try it, see how it performs, to see how it goes in the air and how other people perceive it. And then I will come back to you guys on my TikTok channel and also on my YouTube Shorts, Instagram, with a review about this one, how it performed and how it was basically, how did I felt like when using this one. It is for sure gonna be positive, at least I hope so, because I am pretty sure that the performances of this one is gonna be good in the longevity, and let's see when it comes to projection because it's so thick. Again, I cannot emphasize how happy I am to have this one. It can literally be a daily driver. I'm not even joking. If you are that kind of person who can daily drive something between these two, if you will really love, for example, this one, but you cannot stand that like too woodiness and too much of the jammy sweetness, because I understand also in summer, and this one is just too spicy and too airy, doesn't last enough, man, I have something for you. Until then, if you want to keep smelling amazing on a budget and you want to know about Middle Eastern fragrances like this, and you're just into fragrances, make sure to hit that damn follow, man.